Would you believe me if I told you that the flap of a tiny butterfly's wings could be the cause of a possibly deadly tornado? The butterfly effect, in simple terms, is when a small change can make a much bigger change happen. One small, minuscule incident can have a massive impact on the future. It's a theory which was formulated by American meteorologist and mathematician Edward Norton Lawrence in the 1960s. So how can we relate and physically see this theory play out? Well, every single event in reality is the result of a past action, but there are some examples that will reminisce with all of us, as the actions started out so small, yet it had such a devastating or positive outcome on all of our lives. A wrong turn onto the wrong road by a driver in Sarajevo made the modern world exist today. The driver worked for Franz Ferdinand, the heir of Austro-Hungary, and they were on holiday visiting Sarajevo. This was around the time when Serbian nationalists, or the Black Hand Gang, planned to assassinate him with a bomb. However, the plan failed, and the bomb ended up wounding dozens of innocent people in a crowd near him. Later on, Franz determined to make a good image for himself and decided to visit the wounded which were in hospital. But this is when it all went wrong. The driver made the wrong turn down another street where one of the members of the Black Hand Gang just happened to be standing. Franz and his wife were killed, which was the spark for World War I. No World War I, no World War II, no World War II, no Cold War, no advancements in technology. In fact, it is possible that in theory that the internet would not exist if the driver had not made the wrong turn. The second example involves the infamous Adolf Hitler and his rejection from the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna. A young Hitler applied for art school and was rejected, possibly by a Jewish professor. From his own estimation, and that of scholars, this rejection went on to shape his metamorphosis from an aspiring bohemian artist into the human manifestation of evil.
Dieses deutsche Volk emporführen durch eigene Arbeit, eigenen Trotz, eigene Beharrlichkeit, dann werden wir wieder emporsteigen, genau wie die Väter einst auch Deutschland nicht geschenkt erhielten, sondern selbst schaffen mussten.
We can only speculate as to how history would have been different, but it is safe to assume that a great deal of tragedy could have been avoided if Hitler had applied himself to watercolours and not to genocide. But what about a more recent example? Take the handful of people that were late to work on the day of 9/11, or the fact that the creator of Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane, missed his flight because he was drunk the night before, preventing his death that day, meaning the end of Family Guy, meaning the end of all the hundreds of hours spent by people watching the show would have been spent doing something else, which would have resulted in a different outcome for all those people's lives. If my parents had never met, I would have never been born. If I was never born, this video would have never been made, which means that you would have not spent the past couple of minutes watching this video and instead would have spent that time doing something else. As little as you might believe it, the minutes you have spent watching this video has changed the outcome of your life and in turn the lives of hundreds of others, as your actions today will be different. It could be an instant, minuscule thing that happened today or recently. However, in the future, what happens now will have a role in the direction which your life decides to take, which eventually will also affect those around you. But what does this all really mean? Why does it even matter? Well, it doesn't matter. Your life is unique. Every step you take, every journey you endeavour, will lead you to the outcome of thousands of other events that will be your future. So don't underestimate your decisions, as it is most likely that those decisions will have enormous impacts, not only in your life, but potentially on hundreds of other lives in years to come. Whatever you do in your life will be insignificant. However, it is very important that you do it.